What's up, guys? This is Johnny, and welcome to episode 52 of the Travel Like a Boss podcast. I'm out here with Parker Morris and Riley Bennett. Where are you guys from?
Seattle, man. Seattle, Washington.
All right. And how did you two meet, and how did you guys meet me, and how did all this come about?
So, about a year ago, we came and studied abroad in Thailand, and just fell in love with it. Fell in love with the people, the culture, really everything. I mean, the weather. I mean, there's no better place out there. So, my friend Riley actually came and visited me out there, and for about 8 days, rode elephants, looked at tigers. I mean, did it all. And then we went back, and we had it on our mind that we really wanted to get back there, but at the same time, we didn't have cash, we didn't have a plan, so we had to go into the 9-to-5 grind after just graduating college. And that's when I went online and basically looked for your book. And that's when I found How to Live in Thailand for Cheap. And basically found that online and bought the book. And then that's when I found you and your blog, which is amazing. And then from there, we heard that you were killing it with drop shipping, looked into it, and it seemed like a really good thing, something that's manageable for everyone. And then from there, we signed up for that, and everything. The retreat happened to be out here, gave us a deadline, and everything from there really worked out.
Yeah.
Would you? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Dude, it's just crazy, man. It's crazy that the retreat happened to be in Thailand. This is where we were looking to move. And about a year ago, I had started to look around for ways to make money online, because I'm like, I watch YouTube all the time. That's pretty much all I do. That's actually probably, one of my things that I say is one of the things that changed our lives the most is cutting off the cable TV and switching to straight YouTube, because we started to see all these digital nomads on YouTube, like Johnny, and just a bunch of others who are traveling the world, and just to see that like on a daily basis, these type of people, it just sunk into our heads that, okay, we can do this. We can travel and work and make money at the same time. It just made it a vision of ours. And through that, Parker found your book on Amazon, not Google, not YouTube, which is crazy. And from there, found your blog, and really the rest is history.
I think that's crazy, because when I wrote that book, so the book they're talking about isn't the new one. That would make more sense, actually, to be honest. Someone read Life Changes Quick, and they're like, okay, let's, move to Thailand, make money online. That's kind of what the book was about. But 12 Weeks in Thailand, the first book, the one that you guys found and read, had almost nothing to do with being a digital nomad or a location-independent entrepreneur. I actually didn't know what that was at the time. I just knew I was stressed out back home with, 9-to-5 job, and I wanted to live out in Thailand as cheaply as possible. And that's kind of what the whole book was about. And I think there was one chapter in there where I, gave some suggestions on, you can sell chia seeds to gyms, or you can, start a blog, and and you can make maybe $200 a month online and kind of supplement your income. And I had no idea at the time that it was possible to make $2,000 or even $10,000.
Yeah, man.
That's what's so awesome, is that the fact that there's so many options out here. It makes you realize, from your first book to your second book, you can really realize that even if you didn't for some reason want to be a digital nomad, you can still come out here, do what you do. But then the Life Changes Quick is just like a real slap in the face. It's like, boom.
Bam.
Yeah.
Well, first let's talk about how do you guys know each other, and what made you guys want to come out? You guys are roommates now out here.
Yeah, man. We pretty much came out of the womb together. We knew each other since the playground, since super young. I don't know, kindergarten, grew up in the same neighborhood. And then I graduated 2 years ago. Parker graduated a year ago. For this past year, we have been sharing a 1-bedroom apartment.
Okay.
I've been sleeping on a couch for the past year. Actually, I've been sleeping on couches for the past 2 years back home in Seattle. And yeah, man, that apartment was basically an incubator for figuring out how to get back to Thailand and we just watched YouTube every single day, and it kind of just morphed our perception into, okay, this is what our lives are going to be like.
Nice.
In the next year.
How much were you paying for that one-bedroom apartment back in Seattle?
We were paying $900.
So $450 each.
$450 each.
Okay. And the place that you guys are moving into on Monday out here?
Yeah, it's about $250 each. So almost half. We paid a little bit more just to have a 2-bedroom here, but I mean, like you said in your book, I mean, you can really do it for cheap, and it's no joke. It's no joke.
Yeah. And so how do the places compare?
The place here, I mean, it's...
Well, yeah, I have my own room.
You have your own bed this time?
Yeah, I have my own bed. This is going to be the first time of having my own bed in 2 years.
Because
right after college, like, I was living at home, but I would really just sleep over at friends' houses every single night because I hated, sleeping at home.
Yeah, nobody wants to live back with the parents after college.
Yeah, so I have my own bed first time.
That's cool,
Yeah,
man.
absolutely. Awesome.
We have a pool at our place. We have a gym. We have a view.
Lots of little features that like you didn't have at home that you have here. That's just, and you're paying, I mean, half the price at least. It's just,
We have a washer and dryer.
Yeah, washer and
We
dryer.
had to pay $6 for one load of laundry back home.
Yeah,
In Seattle, dude.
crazy. And we went to the laundry place yesterday here, and it was like what $2 to have all our clothes washed, folded perfectly.
Yeah. So back home it's $6 in coins to do it yourself.
Yeah.
And you have to stand over that, make sure no one steals your crap. Or, they'll take out... I remember the thing I hated the most about doing my laundry back home was people would come, take my wet clothes out, put it on top of the washing machine and put their stuff in.
Yes.
And I'm like, but what are you guys thinking, And then here you just drop it off, and for $3, they do it for you. They'll even... I think they even include... Like, they'll iron your clothes, fold it up.
It's all folded up in like a nice bag.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at my closet here, it looks like I'm the neatest person in the world because all my clothes are stacked up perfectly, and it's only because I never wear the same thing twice. I wear the t-shirt once, throw it in the hamper, drop it off, and then it comes back just perfectly folded.
Yeah,
so
it's a whole different way of life. It's crazy.
All right, so so you guys are basically kind of just starting out with your online journey. Have you guys tried anything else before this, like any kind of online business back home?
No. This is our first online venture, and it just happened. We just happened to find you. We've been seeing other things on YouTube. Be an affiliate of this info product, blah blah blah, but nothing that we could really sink our teeth into. And especially finding the online community with this, we're just like, oh man, this is great.
So speaking of the community, we just got done with the Dropship Lifestyle Retreat, and it was the craziest week.
Yeah, honestly, that was the probably one of the best, most life-changing weeks of my life. It's basically I went to college in an amount of 4 to 5 days. It was just amazing, and the amount of people that we met there, the amount of people that are already killing it. It's crazy because it makes you realize that this isn't a joke. This isn't a scheme. There's people that are already here making sales that just want to optimize their site. There's people that are just starting. I mean, it was just the widest variety of the most amazing people. Anton is honestly, that was just a life-changing experience. Thank you, Anton. But man, all the speakers were so amazing, especially you. I mean, you killed it on optimizing the site. I have like 40 hours of work probably to put in, and then I learned by the end that maybe I could send that work off.
Nice. Well, one of the things that we actually specifically told people, and one of the big reasons why Anton didn't really advertise the retreat that much, it was kind of just for members. It was because he was basically like, look, don't come unless you're already making sales. And the reason why people said that, it was because in his basic course, it kind of gives you everything that you need to get your store up and running and make your first sale. And then he knew that if you guys came to this, you'd just be bombarded with information. And then, like, literally, you said you have, like, just from my talk, you have 40 hours of homework now to do. And that's only like one of the 8 people who spoke. But what I did, respect is that you guys are like, you know what? I don't care if I'm just starting out. I'm gonna come anyways. I mean, what was going through your mind when you signed up for that?
Well, we know that you are the average of the 5 people that you surround yourself with, and we found out about the October deadline like in the summer, and we had actually planned to move back to Thailand in May. So we were just like, this summer we were just like, all right, October 7th, no matter what, we're gonna go there.
Okay.
That's our deadline, no matter what, because if we don't make the retreat, what's the next excuse to go?
Okay.
Because then we would end up putting it off, past Christmas and then, past the next summer. And so we were just like, yeah, we don't care. We're going to go and surround ourselves with people that are crushing it. That'll feed off into us. And it's absolutely true. You are the average of the 5 most people that you surround yourself with.
Yeah, I definitely think so as well. And like most of the people there, all the attendees, I've talked to them online, talked to them in the forums, but I've never met them in person. And it was, to me, that was the coolest experience. I mean, there was literally 100 people from all around the world. And most of the people who actually are doing well don't even, they never post on Facebook. They never brag about it. They never talk about it.
Really?
Yeah, it was crazy. Like the variety of people, there was everyone from a 20-year-old college kid that wants to come here and literally left everything to 40 to 50-year-olds, that just want to have some money to pay and spend more time with their kids. It was just like the variety of people was just amazing, and everyone was so outgoing, and being in Chiang Mai was so amazing, And, yeah, but on your basically on your talk, I think it was the value that we learned from it, and now I think definitely getting and putting more effort into our site. It just like here now we can spend way more time on it,
Yeah.
And then you can help us, and everyone can help us around here. So
yeah, I mean the networking out here was ridiculous, man. I mean, like I actually have a huge to-do list. I took 2 pages of notes of stuff I need to implement. So you guys aren't going to be seeing me for the next 3 weeks. I'm just going to be heads down, putting work. And if anything, I was tempted to work today, but I was like, man, that was a tough week because it wasn't just the talks. It was basically, talk about the schedule. Like what we started on Tuesday.
yeah.
Tell me what you guys actually did.
Tuesday was the first day of school. We got the first day of school feeling. It was awesome. Listened basically to a bunch of people that are crushing it. From people that have been crushing it for 8 years to people that are crushing it just in the last year. And, starting with Johnny, he just said, here's a couple little tricks you can do to your site to make your site stand out over Amazon. Do this. Took pages and pages of notes on my phone. Next person gets up. Yeah, if you're not doing this, do this. It crushes. It's a very simple thing that will make your site stand out and make people, want to buy from your site over other sites. Just simple little things that we probably wouldn't have actually had the excuse to sit down and do.
And then we went to like the temple the first day, Tiger Kingdom the second day, Sticky Waterfall, and then
I like those events. Most seminars that people go to conferences, it's just like the stuffy, business thing where people are there in suits and ties, sitting in a conference room for 8 hours. But this was nothing like that.
Yeah, no, I thought the events after made it perfect because there's so much, on your mind and everything, and then everyone got out and kind of networked at all the different places.
It's perfect. Yeah. It's perfect because everyone's hanging out after the class part. So everyone's just like, oh, yeah, your store. Like, are you doing this to your store? Are you using Pinterest? Oh, is that crushing? And you just got to, since there's buses going out to each place, you're sitting by a different person every time. Sitting next to Anton, just chopping it up with him, sitting next to another kid from Texas who's crushing it. And so, yeah, it's perfect because everyone was hanging out after.
It really makes you realize that, like I looked at Anton, I was like, oh my God, this guy is like, he's just a normal guy. Just normal. I looked at you, I was like, oh my God, like if I ever get to meet this guy, you guys are just normal dudes, just killing it over here. So I really appreciate it.
Well, that's what I liked about Brandon Note's talk. He talked about outsourcing. He's like, he started off his speech with, you know, I'm a guy.
Yeah.
You know, and he's just like a normal dude. And him and Ben Branden's, that was my other favorite talk. He talked about selling products on Amazon.
Yeah.
And, you know, he doesn't even have, I don't even think he has a Twitter. I think he's like, yeah, I just wanted to come help. And to me, that was the coolest part, you know, like nobody was selling anything.
Yeah, no, that Amazon thing was big too. You know, it just shows that like this drop shipping thing is a great starting point, very good starting point. And then with the whole Amazon, and there's so much to go from there. You know, I think it's just a very valuable starting point to get the drop shipping, kill that, and then there's just millions of opportunities.
So many things, so many opportunities in e-commerce. And the cool thing about this retreat is the speakers were actually at the after parties.
Yep.
So like last night we were just at the bar just chopping it up with Ben Brandes about selling on Amazon and just picking his brain. You know, everyone's just drinking beers and chopping it up with a guy that made $17K last month.
Yeah.
Just selling like some $20 to $50 widget on Amazon. And so we just got to just pick his brain, which, you know, at most conferences you're not hanging out with the experts afterwards.
Yeah, like most places, like most conferences I've been to, there's a big divide, you know. There was one dinner on I think it was on Thursday that Vince kind of invited all the speakers out to, and that was cool. But literally every single other day it's like, all right, well let's go eat now, and you know let's go hang out.
Yeah, like every day after the conferences, everyone had lunch, you know, and everyone sat with each other, just networked and heard about everyone's life. It's just crazy.
Tell me about some of the people you met. Not the speakers, but like just the other guests. Like who do you remember who kind of stood out?
No, I want to give a shout out to Fred. Fred was the man from New York. Man, has to ride. You know, he wants to spend more time with his kids. He was a little bit older, and I got a good vibe from him. Just wanted to, you know, he's had some successful things going online that have dropped off now, but now he found drop shipping and really wants to get into it. So he was a really motivational thing for me, you know, just to see that there's definitely different aspects from me being a 24-year-old to him being, you know, a dad that just wants to spend more time with his kids. So yeah, he was a homie, definitely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. There's the older guys, a couple older guys with kids, and then there was a couple 20-year-olds, dude.
Yeah.
Like Evan from Colorado. Met him. You know, we kind of talked a little bit on the forum. He just dropped everything and came out, and he's making sales. Mm-hmm. So, and because I thought we were going to be the youngest. You know, we're like 24, 25, and to see these 20-year-old kids drop everything and come out, and they're making sales. Yeah, that's inspiring to me, bro.
Oh yeah, I want to give a big shout out to Laura too, and Anton's sister.
Yeah,
she on the first day came, helped us totally with our sites, helped you guys put the whole retreat on and everything. I thought that was amazing. She's amazing with design and everything on the sites and everything. So I'm definitely gonna get some work done through her. And she was just like a loyal, real girl. Like, she was awesome.
Yeah, man. Who would have thought that Anton's sister would be helping us on our laptops with our sites?
Yeah.
Like 6 months ago.
Yeah, and it's cool. That's kind of that kind of shows how down to earth Anton is. It's kind of it's basically like a family business, you know?
Exactly. No, we were talking to him on the bus, and they were just like telling us, like, Anton's like, yeah, you know, none of my friends from home really ask me what I'm doing. We're just like, what? We're like, I wish I was your friend from home. Like, you're killing it, and it's crazy. These real people, and this is just great.
Yeah, it's weird because like all my friends from back home, you know, I see them complaining about the job, they hate their life, they complain about the weather, whatever, and I'm like, man, if you want to do this, just move out here, I'll help you. And they're like, oh, I don't know, man, you know, I don't know. And that's all I hear.
Yeah.
And this is why I like this retreat, because you don't hear any of that. I can't, or I don't know. You don't hear any of that. You just hear, all right, let's do it.
Yeah. No, that's why I think like reading, like if you just like wake up every morning or go to bed every morning reading your books, like the 4-Hour Work Week and things like that, you really get motivated, and then maybe you'll just press that buy on the ticket, and then once you get the ticket, it's all over from there. You know.
So I want to give a shout out. I don't remember his name, but there's a guy in the wheelchair.
Oh
yeah.
What's his name? He came out with us last night.
I love that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, he did every single activity we did.
Yep.
And like, despite that he's in a wheelchair, he's like, no, I don't care. I'm gonna go play with this tiger. All right, he like jumped off his wheelchair onto the tiger to get a photo.
Theory, what's good, dude?
Anton was freaking out because he at the Sticky Waterfalls, which is this huge steep waterfall, he saw this guy's wheelchair on the side with no one in it, and Anton was like, "Oh my God, where's this guy at?" Right? So he runs up and he sees this guy pulling himself up on a rope up the waterfall.
Oh shit!
And and with business too. He's like, "Well, you know what? I mean," he's like, "I'm just gonna do it." Like, this, and what I like about this business is because it's location dependent, it's online.
Right.
That to me, that's perfect for him.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't have to commute anywhere. He can just go, pull up his laptop and be like, all right, I can do this.
He's from London too.
Yeah.
And he said he's going to move out here in like 3 months. He just needed to save a little more. But he's
a beast, dude. We hung out with Thiru all last night. Went to the bars with him. He's a beast, dude. He just like pops off his wheels, boop, 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 hops up in the tuk-tuk. Let's go, hop in.
Yeah.
And he's got stores. It really shows that like if you really want a store, anyone can fucking do it. It's easy.
Well, I also want to give out a shout out to Gavin and to Rob, just because these guys, they've been tweeting at me on Twitter for the last couple of months, and I haven't met them in person yet. And it was almost, I was kind of like, man, like, who are these guys? Like, literally every single thing I post, they reply to, always commenting on my Facebook photos and everything. And to meet them in person, I'm like, man, these are real people. And they were excited to meet me, but I was just as excited to meet them.
Right, yeah, it's probably just a different side of the puzzle, it's just crazy, man.
Yeah, dude, I've been commenting on Johnny's YouTube videos for,
your apartment videos and everything. We've been watching them. We're like, oh man, we can't wait to get out there. So much good information from all these literally, like, we watched your YouTube channel, I think, more than any cable TV we've ever watched.
You know what? When you guys move into your new apartment, let's do a video there.
Yeah.
I'll do like an MTV Cribs kind of video. I come up and I'll film you guys.
Dude, that's perfect. Because right before I left, I did like an MTV Cribs video at my apartment in Bellevue.
So we can compare them.
This one's way sicker and half the price.
Okay. So out of all the activities, which one was your favorite?
Man.
I like the temples. I'm a Buddhist. Like my sophomore year in college, so like 6 years, I've been like a Buddhist philosopher. So I was like going to the temples and kind of just seeing all the Buddhas. I like that, but I hadn't done tigers before.
Yeah, tigers was awesome. I honestly think like the dinners and the networking was so awesome. Thank you, Anton, for providing us with dinner and drinks.
Well, a lot of people didn't realize this. When you guys came, did you guys know that Anton was going to pay for all your food and all that stuff?
No, we just thought, it was the classes and then like maybe some activities, but everything was...
We saw that there was some lunch included, but he also paid for our dinners.
Yeah.
He paid for all of our transportation. He paid for the tickets into the Tiger Kingdom.
Open bar last night.
My favorite thing about
Open bar.
What made it really real is he literally stood there with a stack of 500 baht notes.
That was beast.
just handed it out. He's like, yo, you can't forget it. Here. One of the guys, it was so funny. One of the guys was like, no, I'm not taking that from you, Anton. He's like, no, here. And the guy was just like, no, I'm not taking that from you. It was hilarious. We sat on the bus and we watched it.
Typical Anton, he's like, come on.
I understand why he just gave cash. It was easier because at Tiger Kingdom you have a choice of which size tiger you want to take a picture with and what package you want, things like that. So it would have been complicated if he had to ask every single person, like, all right, do you want the combo one, the small tiger and medium tiger, or do you want the medium tiger and large tiger?
Yes.
So he was just like, you know what? Let me just give you guys some cash, and you guys can figure it out yourself.
Yes.
Yeah, that was beast. He had a fat stack of $500 Thai bills, which are pink bills.
Yeah.
They're actually kind of cool looking. I love them.
Yeah.
And he's just handed them
looks
out.
like a boss.
As people, he looks like a boss. Dude. He's like, yeah.
He is a boss.
I mean, shit. Yeah, he is a boss, dude.
He's killed it. Yeah.
Yeah, that was definitely a highlight. What else was there?
Dude, another highlight for me, honestly, was the transportation to and from the places because you're forced to become friends with somebody on the buses
and getting in the red truck. Even though I know some people got sick and everything, still getting in the
windy roads going up the mountain.
Yeah. It was still. I mean, you were face to face.
Yeah, the red trucks are perfect. It's 4 people on one side of a back of a pickup truck, and then 4 people on the other side, like benches. Yeah. And it's perfect. 8 people, and people are just chopping up. Where are you from? Where are you from? Where are you from? Are you moving here? Half the people are like, yeah, I'm moving here.
Yeah, it's insane. You think about it. Like, out of the 100 people that showed up, how many people have you met that are like, you know what? No, I'm not just here for a week. I'm not here just for the vacation. I'm moving here. Never been to Thailand. A lot of them never been out of the country. Yeah. And they're just like, you know what? I'm moving here.
Yeah, I would say probably at least 50. I don't know, 50% of the people. Yeah. I mean, it was a good amount of the people, which is amazing. Like we said, you guys are literally changing lives, and this is a proven theory that works. So as long as everyone puts in the effort and puts in the work and does everything that you guys say, this is going to work, and it's going to be so much fun to be here, making sales and everything with you guys. So it's, huge thanks to you guys.
Yeah, man, it's just what I told my parents. It's a study abroad program, literally, because where else do you get the opportunity to move to a city at the same time as a bunch of other people who are doing the same thing as you? The only other thing I can think of is a study abroad program, or actually going to university, going to a school. So this is literally a school study abroad program. That's what I told my parents I was doing. Study abroad out in Thailand. I'm also going to have a job. They're like, oh, cool, paying for it. That's cool. Because I never got to study abroad actually during college because I was a science major and didn't work out. So that was one.
I never thought of it that way. Like he should just rebrand this to Anton University.
Yes, exactly.
Dude, we actually made a blog page about it, basically calling it Study Abroad Thailand 2014. Just something that I could show my friends. Hey, this is what I'm doing. You go to createandbereal.com. Create and be real. We post it on the forums.
Okay. Yeah, that'd be cool. I'll have a link to that in the show notes.
Yeah.
And basically what it is you're out here learning. Other students, and you guys are living, kind of just hanging out. But the cool thing about it is you're not paying $20,000 school tuition. Yeah. You basically get paid to learn. Yeah. And then you get to keep the business after.
Yeah, that's crazy. And the amount of just like coffee shops and good Wi-Fi over here is crazy. Like, it's so like, we want to go and work somewhere different every day, and that's going to be no problem, and the environments that you're in, that you're going to be working in. There's coffee shops like that are just like back with trees, like in the jungle. It's crazy. It's awesome.
Even the one right below you guys at your new apartment, Focus. That place is dope.
Yeah, hell yeah, we're gonna be working there.
Yeah, we're gonna. It's got an expat owner. If people don't know, this is like tons of expats from all around the world.
People don't realize that in Chiang Mai. Like, I like the Thai culture, and I like having Thai food, doing the Thai stuff, but this is very like a Western place.
Oh yeah,
it's crazy. Yeah. It's like second world country, but there's parts of it that are just out of the future. So it's dope.
Yeah, the architecture on some of these places is just like so amazing. It's like, wow, this is like the coffee shop yesterday.
It's so freaking cool, dude. Some of these coffee shops, like Chiang Mai, must be like the modern futuristic coffee shop capital of the world, dude. They're so cool, and there's literally 10 on every block. It's amazing,
and it's good coffee too. And you guys come from Seattle, so that's the best coffee in the U.S.
They grind it up in front of you, and it's the best coffee. We were saying the other night, we got this iced coffee on the street. We're like, oh my god, this is ridiculous, And we come from Starbucks, and the coffee here is amazing. They grind it up, fresh right in front of you.
A lot of this coffee is grown like, a couple hours away, and they just, by like a local family, they grow it. It's organic, it's fair trade, and they just drive it over and they say, here, uncle, here's your coffee for the week.
Yeah, it's just crazy. Yeah.
But the nature out here is sick. Like, yesterday was the Elephant Nature Park, and what was cool about it, I've never been there. I've been in Thailand for 5 years now. I've been living in Chiang Mai for a year and a half. but I never went because it was too expensive.
Yeah.
It was, I mean, now I can afford it. I just never had a reason to go, and I was still kind of like, I don't know if I really want to spend $200 on a day trip. But after going there, it's absolutely worth it.
Yeah.
I mean, on the ride there, they show you a documentary that was made on Animal Planet.
Oh wow.
And you guys saw that too, right?
No, we didn't go to the elephants just because we went last
man.
year.
We apartment shopped yesterday, so we
Okay.
didn't go to the elephants.
But definitely encourage you guys to go in the future.
Oh, yeah.
It's basically an elephant sanctuary where they bring people. They basically rescue elephants that were injured or like doing illegal logging or begging on the street, things like that.
Orphan elephants.
Yeah, and they just have them on this huge, plot of land, and they just let them be free. They just kind of let them hang out, and then we went there, we washed them, took photos of them. So we're gonna put some of those up. It would be sick.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Awesome. Yeah, no, I all the photos from the retreat are going to be awesome too. It's just crazy. Yeah. I want to make a proposal though for our sites.
Yep.
Let's make some sort of deal that because we need some motivation to get sales over here. You know?
Yeah, Johnny.
We'll each get 2 sales. If we each get 2 sales, you take us out to lunch. If we don't, we'll take you out to lunch. Or something like that.
You know what?
Fun.
We'll celebrate. Okay.
Something fun.
Let's put a date on this. How far along are you guys with your sites?
I think we should be getting sites sales in the next 30 days, no problem.
Yeah, 30 days. 30 days, 2 sales.
30 days, 2 sales.
30 days, 2 sales each.
Yep.
I like it.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna put this in the calendar. Actually, I get back. I'm going scuba diving at the end of the month.
Nice.
But I'll be back on the 14th.
14th.
All right.
All right.
So I'm gonna do the
11th today.
Yeah. So I'm gonna give you guys more than a month. So Parker versus Riley. All right. You guys need to get 2 sales each by then. I'm excited for you guys.
Yes. We'll
We got you, baby.
yeah, we got you on
Okay.
that.
I like it.
Yeah. And then we'll take you out to lunch and then keep everyone updated on this, just to show it's real because this isn't really fake.
Yeah. I mean, I think what was cool is, I would say 80% of the people that were at the retreat have been doing this for a while.
Oh yeah.
So I'm kind of just talking to them, and they're like, "Yeah, it works."
Yeah. What really opened my eyes was like one of the speakers was like, "Yeah, raise your hand if you got in a sale." Probably 60 to 70% of the crowds raise their hand.
Yeah.
Which really shows you that it works.
Well, what I like about this is, it would be really easy to kind of sell this Thailand dream and say, "Yeah, move out here, give us a bunch of money," and then not have anything, or have it be like, "Okay, now you can sell Avon products," or now get your friends to join. But it's nothing like that.
Yeah.
It's like legitimately people are building businesses and making sales.
Yeah, and there's a lot of that stuff online, but the thing with Anton's course is it's him talking on video.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of videos of him talking. And there's a podcast with you. And you have your podcast. You can't fake a 3-hour podcast or a 1-hour podcast.
Yeah, that was because now it's episode 52, and probably I'll say, I try to mix up the podcast. I don't want it just to be DSL members only, but I would say 25 of them are different people from around the world.
Oh yeah.
And they're all successful.
Yeah, they're your podcast killer.
And it's like there's 80 people at the retreat making sales, and it's not like we flew those 80 people in to impress you 10.
Yeah, exactly. You're not just flying people in to sell your, you came up to me yesterday, you're like, yeah, do you want to, I was like, you're like, do you want to do a podcast? I was like, wow, yeah, I always listen to your podcast, this is amazing.
Yeah, bro. I have a homie that lives in Hawaii. What's up, Jack Ganya? Gonzo. He's like, I just sent him the link to your Travel Like a Boss podcast, and he saw the name of it, and he's like, oh, what? How do I get on that Travel Like a Boss podcast? Where do I find that? Travel Like a Boss podcast. Who doesn't want to travel like a boss in style? No 9-to-5 job. It's just, yeah, man, perfect. A lot of people want to hear what you are talking about.
I definitely know I do.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's why it kind of grew the way it did, because I still haven't actually done any marketing for this podcast. people ask me, they're like, like, Johnny, can you teach me how to make a successful podcast? Actually, the other day I feel bad because this guy asked me, he's like, hey, I have, 30 episodes. I even, like, the first week I did all this marketing and I got, 1,000 listeners, but they all stopped listening. How do I make them listen? And I said to him, and I felt really bad. I said, maybe you should talk about something they want to hear.
Yeah. It's crazy, dude.
No, your title goes exactly with what your podcast.
Yeah, traveling is. I think the philosophy of it is, I think 90%, probably 100% of people, one of their like dreams is to travel the world, whether they'll admit it or not. I think, let's be honest, since you're a kid, you've wanted to travel the world. Like, come on, man.
You always want to get on that.
A lot of people won't admit it because they kind of they can't afford to do it.
But this makes you realize that you really can.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people, they might, just convince themselves, especially when they get older, that they don't want to travel. They're like, no, I'd rather sit on my couch, watch TV, or I'd rather be comfortable.
Yeah.
Or I don't like sleeping in hotel rooms. I want to be in my own room, my own fridge. I want to be able to order pizza whenever I want. And they convince themselves that that's what they want. It's because comfort and being content is actually just laziness.
Yes. Oh my gosh, that is so true.
I mean, because if you weren't sleeping on couches and you were just, let's say your parents were just giving you money and you had a nice, comfortable house, and you had, 300 channels of cable, you never would have said, I want to do this.
Right.
You would have just been content.
Yes.
I totally would have. And for anyone listening, I wrote a blog post about this. The number one thing that I recommend is unsubscribe from your cable and get Apple TV or get a Chromecast and switch to YouTube.
Yes.
Get off TV, switch to YouTube. It's so much more informative, and just start watching things that you're into. You can still get your favorite shows, people. You can still get your Comedy Central.
Mm-hmm.
They have an app for that, okay, people? You're not going to miss out on your favorite shows. Don't be scared. This week, call Comcast or Cox Cable or whatever you have.
The cable
or
guy.
Time Warner.
Yeah. And take that $100 a month and put it aside.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
Put
it aside.
Start saving. And just start saving. Watch your channel. Watch other people like you that are really actually doing it over here.
Well, there are a couple TV shows I do watch. Have you guys seen Shark Tank?
Oh, yeah.
Love that. That's like my favorite show now.
Yep. And if you like that, there's another one, even better, I think. It's called The Prophet.
The
Profit.
You guys need to watch that. It's basically one shark. I don't remember his name now, but they call him the Prophet, and they spell it profit, like making money profit, even though he is like the other prophet as well. And he basically invests. He goes up to businesses that have a lot of revenue but don't have a lot of profit. So there's a lot of businesses that are making $2 million in sales a year but are losing money just because they don't know how to manage the business.
Yeah, their margins are so bad.
And they just suck. They just have no idea what they're doing. So he'll go in and say, look, I'll buy 50% of your business for $1 million or $100,000. I'll clear all your debt, and I'm going to turn your business into a $7 million profitable business. And but I want 50%, and I want to be in charge.
That's crazy. That makes me think of Justin Cook. And that guy is a really genuine good guy. The guy that sells, that's his name, right?
Empire Flippers.
Yeah.
It's Justin Cook and Joe McNaughty.
Yeah, they should start a show like that and be like, have all the drop shipping websites in there,
That'd be like, all right, this is what I'm gonna do. Turn your drop shipping, dude. Okay, so this whole retreat next year could have a reality TV show made about it, or just about the dropship lifestyle. That's one of my visions, is to hire a filmographer while I'm living in Thailand and have them basically make a little YouTube series about all the dropshippers that live here and just the digital nomad community out here.
Yeah, that'd be cool, man.
That'd be dope.
I mean, there was one out there, I don't remember the name of it, but I watched it and I was like, man, this is so freaking cheesy. Like they tried to, it was basically just like a long infomercial. And I think, so Anton's actually going to make, he did have there's actually 2 videographers there. Ben Finnegan, who lives out here, and he's actually part of the course.
Yeah.
And then there's another guy, I don't remember his name, he's an English guy.
Yeah, he was a cool guy.
Really cool guy. He actually just volunteered. He's like, hey, I just want to come My wife's a member of the course. She paid for the retreat. Can I just come and help out, make videos? And he was dope.
Yeah,
so,
he was a really good.
He's
guy.
cool. Yeah, we chopped it up with him.
Really
so I'll link the videos in the show notes with this, but it won't be out for at least a few weeks.
Yeah, and what's all is Ben's killing it.
Yeah, Ben's doing so well.
Killing it. I mean, he had like an $8,000 day or something, just like. And he's a good guy, films and just does
such a good guy. And he was on the podcast. He was I don't remember what episodes, but he was just like a few weeks ago.
Yeah, I remember listening to that. Yeah.
If you look at I think one was called like bootstrapping something, and then the very next episode was what a week can do, because he's the only guest I've ever had twice back to back, and it was because he came out here with I think $200 or something. Yeah, he had a couple $100, I don't remember.
Yeah.
And he was like, all right, well, I gotta figure this out. And he hustled for a week. He put his head down. He worked on a store. He started doing freelance work. He basically was like, I'll do anything.
Yeah.
And now he said to me, he's like, I have like a couple $1,000s in the bank just in savings now. And he's like, man, I never had that.
Yeah. Yeah. No, he had a big sale.
He's killing it. Prime example, man. Prime example.
And he's like a really good guy.
Yeah,
too.
man,
It's crazy. He's outgoing.
hilarious.
He's so funny.
Yeah, he's funny. And he's jacked.
Oh yeah. Oh, he's jacked. Yeah. Yeah, he's jacked. Yeah. No.
I was actually surprised how many people were in shape at this retreat.
Yeah, for sure. But everyone gets it.
I think that's kind of part of the I don't want to say like the self-help but mindset, but it's kind of like that you can be better, that you don't have to be lazy, that you can change. You don't have to just take the cards that were dealt to you in life. You can say, you know what, I grew up, I don't have none of my parents are entrepreneurs, none of them, I never learned any of this stuff, but I can learn it now. You know? Or maybe I've always been unhealthy and not in shape, but you know what, there's information out there. I can read a book. Get it now.
I can change.
Yeah.
You are the CEO of your own life.
Yeah, like
Lance
that.
Wong said yesterday. That guy's a beast. But I think it comes down to you are what you consume. I'm like a philosophy student, so I'm always like getting into the philosophy and psychology of things. You are literally what you consume. And that's why you need to cut off your cable, start consuming YouTube informational videos, whether it be about fitness, huge thing, for me to get into, CrossFit type workouts back home, YouTube, watching all the CrossFitters on YouTube, got me into drop shipping, watching all the drop shipping people on YouTube. That's what we're consuming on a daily basis. And it took a year of consuming this on a daily basis for it to actually come to fruition.
Click, right? Yeah.
And I think this is our experience. It may not work for everybody, but if you consume something on a daily basis, it'll take about a year for it to start actually coming true.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I want everyone to read my book. Is because I think that's the first book is 4 years in the making. And I think when people read that, they're like, now I don't have to spend 4 years doing it myself.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll only take them 1 year.
Yeah.
And then with Life Changes Quick, even though that was based over 1 year, that was really 32 years in the making. And it's if I can share my ups and downs and what actually finally worked, and have people not spend a year or 32 years, struggling with it. I'd rather have them do that.
It's awesome that you have because your first book is you at the beginning bootstrapping for $600. The second book is like killing it, showing how you
broke free.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's it's awesome to read them back to back. I think.
Yeah, it's all documented.
Yeah.
Crazy how it works out.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where let's say my YouTube channel for instance, I didn't even know I had subscribers on YouTube because I never actually knew how to use YouTube until a few months ago. I thought it was a place to upload videos so I can link to it on my Facebook or on my blog. Like I can embed it on my Facebook or on my blog. And then one day someone told me, because I asked, I was like, how do all these people find my videos, before I publish it on my blog? And he's like, dude, you have 1,000 subscribers.
Yeah, you're killing it. I'll subscribe.
For people that don't know, a lot of my parents, they don't get YouTube. It's a social network. It's like Facebook. So when you go on YouTube, there's a feed, and everyone you subscribe, their videos will be on your feed for that day. It's like Facebook or Twitter, but only videos. And the cool thing about YouTube, the awesome thing about YouTube, is it shows you more videos related to what you just watched. So if I watched Johnny's video about dropshipping, the next on the right side of the screen, it's going to give me 10 more similar suggestions for videos. So once you watch something that you like, just click on the suggested next video, and you're going down these wormholes, and all of a sudden I'm staying up until 6 in the morning watching all these YouTube videos about dropshipping. You know, there's tons and tons of videos of people about dropshipping on the internet.
I honestly had no idea that. I've actually never Googled that before. So I have no idea.
It's for people. This is what you have to do. Is I wrote a blog about this too. Just start Googling and YouTubing terms. Go to YouTube, and YouTube will show you the way. YouTube will take you down the wormhole. If you want to learn something, YouTube will. It gives you the information. It somehow knows what you want, and it shows you where to go.
I would say the only caveat with that, and what I would warn people about, is if you get let's say you want to learn how to bake, right? And you start Googling or YouTubing terms like how to bake cookies, and if you watch one very good video that from someone who explains it well and actually knows what they're doing, and then you go out in the kitchen and you do it, that works perfectly. But if you start watching 50 different videos on different ways to do it, and now you have 100 different recipes, and you never even went in the kitchen to do it, you're probably gonna be more lost than if you had just watched one.
Yeah, so that's why I would recommend a course like Anton, because then you can have all the videos right there. You follow step by step by step by step. You do this, you will be successful. It's proven. And it's because you don't get a bunch of different people's information. You get, boom, straight on right there. Boom, you follow.
Honestly, I think I got lucky because I had never watched any other videos. I never heard, I never learned about dropshipping from anyone else. And Anton was the first person I ever knew about. So I was like, okay, let me sign up for his course, and I watched his videos. And the first video is like, what is dropshipping? I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool. Yeah. The second is like, how do you set up? How do you pick a niche? I'm like, okay, got that. And how do you, how do you do the research to see if this is going to be profitable? And I was like, okay, I'll do that. And it's like, how to set up a Shopify store? I was like, okay, I did that. How to call suppliers? I'm like, okay, I did that. How do you market? And I was like, okay, I just follow the steps. And he gave just enough information and then action item. Yeah. And I was like, okay, I'll just do that.
And it's not only the videos, it's the notes that he puts there too, which is great. You can go back, because a lot of people like to read, after watching the videos. It's nice to have all the notes and everything there.
Yeah, and I almost feel like, because I get a lot of people asking questions on through Facebook, and they'll ask me questions and they'll know 90% of what, of how to set up a store, because Shopify has tons of free videos, and then there's all this free information online, on YouTube, on Wikipedia, on people's blogs, so you can kind of piece together 80% of it. But then people ask me they're like, okay, so how do I do XYZ? And I'm like, man, how do you not know that? That's the easiest part of it. They're like, something like, how do I call suppliers? What should I say to them? I'm like. And I guess maybe things like that people don't really talk about.
That's perfectly laid out in the course. Yeah. Exactly how to do that, which isn't something you can really find. Anywhere else. And you just it's just perfectly in order, and how to contact suppliers. Different things like shipping and everything to put on your website and things like that.
What you just said about in order, I think that's probably the biggest part of it, is you're not jumping around, because then people will ask me a question about something super advanced. So I assume they know everything basic, and then they spend the next month working on this super advanced thing, and then a month later they message me. They're like, oh, I finally figured it out. Thanks for the advice. They're like, oh, by the way, how do I get approved by suppliers? And I'll say, wait, why were you optimizing your site for sales if you can't even sell anything yet?
They're optimizing their demo site.
Yeah, I'm like, what are you doing? Why are you wasting all this time? And then they give up. They're frustrated.
Yeah, no, that's why your talk was so meaningful to me, was because I know that now I need to take my number of products down and optimize them. So it was maybe I was doing the wrong thing. I had so many different products, but they were all just really generic. So
yeah. Well, I would leave them up there. Don't take them down because you never know. Someone might click through or buy it anyways. Yeah. But what I would do is your top, even start with 3 and then do 5 and then 20. There's bestsellers. Take your time to optimize those and focus on selling that stuff.
Right.
And then if someone just kind of accidentally stumbles onto your other products and they buy it, then okay, you know what? Maybe I should spend some time on that one as well.
Yeah.
So that's what I like about it.
Yeah, the biggest thing for having a course versus kind of piecing it together yourself is knowing what to do first, what to do second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. He's got 8 modules. Because I messed up on that a lot too. Is I optimized my demo site, spent way too much time on that before calling suppliers. Call your suppliers quick.
Yeah.
Get that done with.
Yeah, it takes a day. It's really easy to load all your products up real quick, get a site up.
So are you guys approved by your suppliers already?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, we're approved.
Got everything. We're just
suppliers.
on the next.
Man,
thing.
you guys.
You didn't want to hear that because now we're gonna.
No, I'm excited for you guys.
Yeah.
I want you to seriously. Now that you guys are approved, get those products up. Get your get the marketing in place, and you guys should be able to make a sale next week.
Yeah. With
Totally,
with the amount of free time we have now.
Yeah, nothing but free time, and that was obviously the other big reason we came out here, so we wouldn't be burnt out by our jobs every day.
Yeah. What were you doing for work before?
I was a door-to-door salesman. And the funny thing about it is I rip on cable TV. I was selling cable TV and satellite TV.
Man.
Door-to-door, bro.
To these old grandmas.
To these old grandmas and stuff. And, man, I've been doing that ever since college. I did that in the summers, and I made a lot of money. And then I entered the real world, and I had a corporate job for a year. And then I was like, screw this. This is not my thing. Went back to knocking doors, just freelance on my own time, making commissions. But after I kind of opened my eyes to, you can make commissions selling stuff online, I was like, that's just a no-brainer. Why would I continue cold calling when I can do a little bit of internet marketing and have people come to me? That's just like a dream situation for me. Right. Oh my God, I can be sleeping and make a $100, $200 commission? Whoa!
I forgot who it was, but someone came up to me and said man, I made my first sale in Thailand. And
it's Jacob.
Was it Jacob?
Yeah, Jacob.
And he was so excited. And I was like, were you not making sales back in New York? He's like, I was, but it was different. He's like, this one I made while I was sleeping.
Overnight.
That's so awesome. That's so awesome. And most people that I've talked to, other cold calling door-to-door people, that's so still foreign for people that you can actually sell something and make a commission online.
Yeah.
It's still so foreign to people, but I think it's the movement's growing, and
it's not even a commission. It's more like you're making a margin, because you're selling a manufactured product. So let's say right now we're using the Samsung Go mic. Sorry, it's a little bit echoey, but we're in this hotel lobby right now, and there's 3 of us. I don't have enough mics. But this company, they manufacture podcast mics, and if you are an authorized dealer, your wholesale price might be $50, while the retail price is $99. So after shipping and your marketing, your advertising fees, you would basically keep the difference. I mean, exactly the same as if you owned a small Best Buy,
Yeah,
man.
Yeah, that's another really cool part about it is you own your business. It's an asset to you.
Yeah.
Eventually, you can sell your business just like you start a retail store and you can sell this business. This is something that you're building, not just to make a profit every month, but to eventually sell.
And that's why it was cool to have the Empire Flipper guys there.
Yeah.
Even though a lot of people aren't ready to sell their stores yet, they just want to know, hey, it's a possibility. Like, not only are you making, let's say, $2,000 a month from each of your stores, but those stores are worth something. You want to flip it.
Yeah.
Totally. It's just like a storefront. Most people, when they have a vision of starting a business, there's some sort of storefront associated, but hey, let's be honest, it's 2014. people buy stuff online now.
Yeah, if I could sell coffee online, I would. You know?
Totally, dude.
Well, I mean, people do. You know, shout out to Dave Asprey for his upgraded bulletproof coffee.
Yeah, bulletproof. We got some of that.
Are you a drinker?
Yeah.
I love it, and you know, it's genius. You know, instead of going to Starbucks and buying some crappy beans, why don't you buy good beans online?
You get the strongest.
So many things you can buy online. Like I was just telling Johnny that one of the dude's friends who was here actually went into this Asian market back home and bought up all these like specialty Asian ramen noodles, like the top ramen thing, like uncooked noodles. And he basically bought out the store, private labeled it, stuck his own label, and started selling it on Amazon for like 10 times more. And people love these ramen noodles, and they can't get them anywhere else, so he's killing it on Amazon selling that.
I don't know how legal that is to repackage food. Definitely, you know, but it just shows that, like, you know what? I mean, make it easy for people to buy something, you know, because a lot of people that live out in places that, you know, it's hard to get stuff. I mean, like, for example, even these podcast mics, it's hard to go into even Best Buy, which is the biggest electronics store. They only have 1 or 2 varieties. You know, there's, you know, you can go to maybe a Guitar Center or something. They might have 1 or 2, but it's kind of hard to have a good selection. So that's why, like, a niche store, like, you know, if you go to like johnnyspodcastmics.com, you know, which isn't a real store yet, but that's something I would do if I can get approved by like Audio Technica, Samsung, by Blue. I would absolutely do that. You know. And
you provide good customer service to, you know, and so people know exactly which mic they want to buy, and then they buy the right one.
Yeah, and you know what I liked about a lot of the speakers, they were talking about how to, you know, differentiate yourself, really add value. Brandon was talking about, you know, hiring people to write good content for you. Like his example was, you know, podcast hosting services. You know, and he has his writers go out, compare the 7 different ones. And you know, kind of do a pros and cons of each, and then he has a different, like a writer that's a native English speaker, like an American girl. She edits it, and then she sends it to another guy in the Philippines who just does the grunt work of uploading it.
That's so funny. He outsources uploading a blog post. Like that takes 2 minutes.
But you know what? It ends up taking a while. You know?
That last talk was hilarious. He outsourced the beginning talker. He's like,
Vince Wong is a clown for that one, man. That dude's hilarious.
Yeah, snap your fingers.
Snap your fingers.
Oh man, some of the dude and the other guy, the email marketer, had us all up on the chair. That was so fun. That was awesome, man. That was killer.
So if people don't know, Vince Wong was here yesterday, and he talked about outsourcing your entire life. Which actually, before we came here, we were talking with our friends, and we were like, you know what? One of my visions is just to have everything in my life outsourced. My laundry, my fashion, just everything in my diet, everything in my life, my booking,
just
travel. Yeah. He goes, but don't outsource your sex, folks. And so this dude's a clown, Vince Wong. He has another dude come up and start giving his presentation. And then Vince Wong eventually comes up. He's like, yeah, never mind. I'm not going to outsource this presentation. That dude's hilarious.
I mean, I definitely think that outsourcing is a great idea. Like for certain things, like I'm okay at Photoshop. I'm not very good at it, so I can figure out. I'm like, you know, should I spend an hour trying to figure out how to do this, or should I just pay someone $5 to do it for me?
Yeah, like they said, you want to do it yourself first, so you know that you can do it, and then you know the hideous tax. Obviously, you want to.
For people that don't know, it's really easy in 2014 to pay someone $5 or $10 to do a task for you. A lot of people, they've never heard of this before in their life. They're like, what? But yeah, you go to Fiverr.com, Fiverr.com. I love that freaking site, man. Odesk.
Yeah, I love it. So I'm definitely going to be outsourcing more of my life while I'm out here. But even just living out here, I always say before you outsource stuff, eliminate stuff.
Yeah.
So just, you know, if that task isn't making you money, if it's not necessary, just get rid of it. You know, and you know instead of paying someone else to have the headache of it, you know, just get rid of it. Just don't do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
80-20.
That'd be a waste of money if you're spending money on something that you don't even need. You know.
Yeah. So I love it, man. So I'm glad you guys are out here. I want you guys to hustle hard this week, make that first sale, keep us updated. If they want to check out your blog, what was it?
Check out createandbereal.com.
And are you guys on Twitter or anything like that?
Yeah, check out, you can go, I have Twitter, Riley G. Bennett. That's just my standard
Freedom
Twitter.
Boys on.
Yeah, check out Instagram, Freedom Boys. I think it's spelled with like 2 Z's at the end.
All right, I'll put up show notes. This is episode 52 of the Travel Like a Boss podcast. I want to give a big shout out to Anton from AntonMethod.com for doing this retreat. It's been sick.
Yeah, man.
And we're definitely gonna do this again next year. This is gonna be. We've already decided this is gonna be a yearly retreat.
Can't wait to see these people again in a year. Everyone's gonna be doing so great. Yeah, I just wanted to give a big shout out to you, man.
I appreciate
it. Truly changing lives right here, and it's amazing to be speaking face to face with you. And honestly, great. Your books are amazing. Go read those things, man. They're the best knowledge you can freaking get out there.
Go read Johnny's book.
Yeah.
If people haven't done it, read the 4-Hour Work Week. That's kind of like the Bible out here.
Yeah. Johnny's books mixed with the 4-Hour Work Week is like boom.
Yeah,
best thing you can do.
You gotta read the 4-Hour Work Week or get the audiobook. I recommend that for people. This is literally what this week was 4-Hour Work Week University.
Yeah, Anton University. Yeah, thanks Anton and Laura too for putting it all together. And
making shout out, and to everyone that we met. I mean, I can't shout out all 100 people from the retreat, but meeting you guys in person, it was awesome. I mean, it encourages me to keep doing stuff like this because honestly, there's sometimes I'm like, man, I'm tired. I want to just lay out by the pool. I don't want to, record a podcast and have to edit it and have to send it up. Maybe I should outsource it, right? But I'm like, it's tiring, right? I just got done with this crazy week, but it's because I know that people look forward to this. People that are still at their jobs, that are still kind of unhappy, the day-to-day lives. This is the motivation for them. And now after, a year of this podcast being out and having, literally, I think at least 20 different people came up to me throughout the weekend and they shook my hand and they said, hey, I want to let you know that, you're a big reason why I made it out here. And I always say like, oh, that's cool, don't worry about it. And they're like, no, seriously.
Yeah.
And they just there's one guy, I don't know if it was because we were drinking last night, and he did it on my hand. He looked at me in the eyes, he's like, seriously, you have no idea how inspirational that was, how that, to make me come out here, and everyone's out here now. It's dope.
Yeah.
And this is my dream, to be honest. When I was in college, my dream was to surround myself with cool friends, people that were open-minded, optimistic, had that abundance mentality. Everyone, having enough financial and time freedom to just hang out and just do whatever we want to do.
Yeah.
And this has become a reality for me now, so I'm excited.
You're creating our reality too.
I literally, can't thank you enough, man. You still don't even know.
Yeah.
It's literally we found you, and that's the reason that we're sitting here right now. And this is going to change our lives, man. Yeah. This is going to change our lives. We're going to be able to
Just gotta take a deep breath. Thanks, man.
Yeah, no worries. I'm happy you guys are here. For everyone listening at home, if you guys want to do me the biggest favor, go on iTunes, leave this podcast a review. Because that's probably the only way that more people find it, or you can tell your friends about it. That'd be cool as well. And especially with the books, especially with Life Changes Quick. In the beginning, it's hard. It's it's hard to get. If you get 50 reviews, then you kind of have the snowball where Amazon will recommend the book. But there's always going to be 1 or 2 douchebags out there that if you didn't even read the book, give you a 1-star review.
Oh yeah.
So downvote that fool. Leave your own 5-star review, and I appreciate that. I haven't read any of the iTunes reviews in a while, so I want to give a shout out to these 4 people. Actually, while you guys are here, if you guys don't mind, can you guys read these top 4?
Yeah.
Because I always feel like a douchebag reading them myself.
Yeah. We got Dylan. Bon Giovanni, extremely inspiring and informative podcast. I look forward to each new episode. My favorite e-commerce lifestyle podcast. Dude, I'm going to give my verbal review right now. Okay. So I looked forward to each and every episode. If you look at my phone right now, you open my podcast app. I got Travel Like a Boss podcast right here, Joe Rogan podcast, my favorites. I would be going door to door selling TV subscriptions, listening to you and Anton in my headphones, just literally dreaming and visualizing, oh my God, this is going to be crazy when I'm out there in Thailand. I can't freaking wait. Just learning so much little things about e-commerce in my headphones. So people, if you're not, well, you're listening to this, so you're obviously into podcasts, but yeah, podcasts are such a cool tool that we have in 2014.
Well, now that you made it out here, do me a favor and write this on iTunes.
Oh, hell yeah. I'll give one more. The guy travels. Every week Johnny comes at you with something new and useful, both for your business and your life. With a wide variety of guests, it is hard not to be motivated after each podcast. Johnny has a massive action, as you can tell by the success of his podcast and the brand he is building. Keep up the great work. I think that describes it perfectly.
Yeah, perfectly, man.
Perfectly. Great review. Whoever wrote that is a smart ass motherfucker.
The Guy Travels.
Nice.
What's up, Guy Travels?
Well, thank you guys for listening. Check out travellikeabosspodcast.com, show notes, episode 32. We'll have links to everything out here. And I'll see you guys next week. Peace out.
Thanks, Johnny.
Thank you for listening to the Travel Like a Boss podcast. If you want to hear more, including the bonus How to Choose the Perfect Niche episode, join our mailing list at travellikeabosspodcast.com. See you next week, and remember, if you want to travel like a boss, you need to be your own boss. So start your online business today and start living the lifestyle you've always dreamed of.